Alright, what's happening, everybody? Ludum Dare 51 here. We got the theme of every 10 seconds, and we're going to have our train go off every 10 seconds. So, the way we're going to do this is we're going to say here transform dot position is equal to the start location dot position. Now let's start there. And we're going to do a public void or public float go time and public float go max time, and this will equal 10. So in this fixed update we're going to say go time is plus equal to max time dot delta time if go time is greater than or equal to the max time, then we will do all of this stuff. Actually, we could always do it like else and do it like this. And then in here we'll say go time is equal to 0. So now we will only go every 10 seconds. And let me go to the train start. Let's just move it back so it's not on the screen at all. Do I need to go in and set this? We can see the train right there. There it goes. All right. That was strange. There it goes. Let me go here. Okay, doesn't make sense. Let me go to the train. Maybe I don't have the max. No, I have max. It's going. It went again though. Why do I keep getting this? Unity graphs. Go time is greater than go max. If the position of x is greater than the end location, transform position is equal to start location position, go time is equal to 0. Else go time plus the time delta time. If it's greater than or equal to it, it shouldn't go past 10. Okay, why do I keep getting this error, Unity? Null reference. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Unity graphs edge.wakeup. What the heck is this? What's causing the error? Oh, sorry. What's the problem? Okay, hold on. Why did it go again? Oh, you know what? Here's why. We need to say rb.velocity is equal to new vector, just vector 0 to 0. So we need to stop the velocity of it. Alright, that's not really what I want to do right now. I want to get working on the flood filling for our game. Okay, so that seems to be working now. Alright. We should see it go again. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's more than 10 seconds. We'll figure it out later. But let's get some money. Alright, we will definitely need to kind of figure out a way to balance this game because it seems will be really slow going at the beginning. Because we might have to start off with a certain amount of money. Alright, let's do the flood fill. So let's go to the grid. And we'll do the flood fill on the grid and the tiles on the grid. Alright, what we're going to do is add a public class. It's not called tile, but we'll call it area. I don't think you use this. And we're going to just say the area will have a list of tiles. And then here we have a list of area list, or areas equals new areas. Okay, here comes the tough part. Public void flood fill. Okay, so we have a list of areas. We're going to need a list, and actually this will be public because we want access to it. We want a list of the available list of tiles, and we're going to call this the available tiles avail. And they'll equal a new list. And then we want a list of tiles. Oops. And this is going to be checked tiles. Okay. So then you put this on the outside. Then put this right here. Okay, flood fill. So what this will do is pick a random tile, and then from the random tile, check neighbor. If neighbor is not on available list, all right, let's do another list. Check tiles and need to check tiles. Yep. So if we're going to add to need to check tiles. And so this is probably going to be a loop. So we're going to have a current tile will be first in need to check. So basically we get a list of all the available tiles. We have one. So we might have one where it first checks all the removes everything that has a fence. Okay, and then after it does that, it will it'll randomly pick one, and then from there, it will check the neighbors of that tile. If that tile neighbor is on the available list, if it's on the available list, we want to add it to the check needs, and then remove it from the available list, so we don't check it again. Okay, so pick a random one from the random tile. We check the neighbors. If the neighbor is on the available list, we add to the need checklist. Then we remove the available list. Pick a random tile if need to check is empty. So anytime this is empty. So after we pick that random, let's see, current tile will be the first, and then remove it from the need to check. So don't check it anymore. And then this will be up here. So this will be a do loop. So we're going to loop until available is empty. Okay, and what we're going to do is, okay, hold on. When we get to this point, we're going to add the tile, add current tile to the area. And then we create a new area. So when this is empty, we create a new area. And then we're going to add that to this one. Okay, kind of tricky. So we start with one tile, and we're just checking its neighbors. If our need to check is ever empty, then we pick another random one from the available list. Pick a random tile from available list. All right. Do until available is empty and need to check is empty. All right, let's try it. So we're going to do a do until available tiles that count is equal to 0 and need to check tiles is equal to 0. All right, that's the first part. Okay, let's do this. If need to check tiles that count is equal to 0. All right, we're going to say current. Let's go up here. Say tile is equal to tile current tile is equal to null. Sure. And then here, actually, before we start, no, we can actually do it here. We're going to say areas dot add new area. Okay, and we want to say current tile is equal to random dot range. We're going to do it from 0 to the available tiles dot count minus 1. All right, so that will get us our. Oh, and then we got to say available tiles this. Okay, so that gets the random one. And then we want to say current tile areas that count minus 1 dot add dot tiles make this public. Dot tiles dot add the current one. Count. Okay. So that's getting our first. Add it to the current tile. and then we want to remove it from the needs tile. Remove need to check dot remove current tile. All right, now, no. Does that? Control X. We want to say else current tile is equal to needs to check tiles dot. We're going to get the 0, 1. Okay. And actually this can go after it. All right. Now we want to remove check tiles dot remove current tile. So we're going to remove from the current one. Now if neighbors is on the available list, so we want to say if available tiles dot current tile. I don't have its X or Y position, so what we need to do is in our tiles we need a public int X, public int Y, and in our grid creation we want to say tiles dot X X say dot Y is equal to Y. And let's go back to that flood fill. Just down here. Okay, so we're going to say the current tile actually that's not what we want. Control X dot contains does it contain that? All right, tile neighbor if check bounds current tile dot X plus 1 comma current tiles dot Y. Then we want to say neighbor is equal to the grid dot actually tiles this. So this is getting the neighbor to the right. Okay, so now Control X. We're going to check if it's available. So we're going to say neighbor. So if we have it, if the neighbor is on the list, add it to the needs to check and remove from the available list. So we're going to say needs to check to add neighbor. And then we're going to remove from the available list, available tiles that remove neighbor. Okay. So now we do that for each one. So this is going to be -1, -1. That's all we got to do. It's going to be +1. So we're not going to count diagonals. +1. And then this will be -1 and -1. Okay, and this is from the neighbor, from the random tile, check neighbors. We are removing it from the checklist. I think right here, there's available tiles. We need to say available tiles dot remove the current tile. Or did I already do that? Because when we randomly pick one, we need to take it off of our available ones. We are removing the available ones when we're checking if it's the neighbor or not. All right. So now what we want to do public void set up available tiles. Okay. And I think we want to send it a list. A list of tiles called tiles. Okay. So let's see. For each tile in the tiles list, if tile dot is fence is not is fence, we're going to say available tiles dot add the tile okay. Because what I'm thinking is when you place a fence down, it's going to check the tile. It's going to run the flood fill after you've placed the fence down. When it places the fence down, it's going to check the tiles that are next to it and get the area. So when you first run the game, it's going to create one area. When you place a fence down, oh man, it's going. I don't want to keep flood filling the whole area every time. All right, I'll have to think about that later. Let's just see if this works. We're going to do a public update. We're going to do this is just for testing. Update. Okay, come on. Update. I can't do an update because the grid is not a model behavior. That's fine. Let's go to our game manager, and in our update, if input dot key dot get get key down. It's key code dot f fill. We're going to say grid dot setup available tiles. Now, how are we going to do this? How about in our grid, we're going to say a public list of tiles, tile list. And we're going to say tile list dot add tiles. So now we got all the tiles. And then in our game manager, we're going to say available tiles grid dot tile list. And then we're going to say grid dot flood fill with that. Okay, let's save it. Let's do one more thing. We want to check this. So in our, and technically we could just do it here really quick. If grid dot check bounds, and we're going to say the mouse manager dot instance dot mouse position dot x, and we're going to say the dot y. And those need to be integers. I'm going to close this down. All right. So then we're going to say, so if that is true, then we want to say if let's do a public area, public int area num. So the tile knows what area it's part of. Let's go back to the flood fill. And so when we want to say current tile dot area num is equal to the areas that count. And actually, I think I can just do that down here. And we want to say -1. Okay, so then in here, if the if grid dot tiles this area num. Okay, we actually want to by default game manager. Actually, the grid by default, we're going to say that the tiles x comma y that area num is equal to -1. Save it. Game manager. It's not equal to -1. Then we're going to say debug.log. Actually, we probably didn't even need to do this. All right, let's save it. I might also save the project because this could crash. Let's play. Okay, why not? Why is that giving us a problem? It has to do with the freaking order of things. Can't stand it. This doesn't make sense. That does it first. What the heck? All right. Exception object reference not set to it. What are you talking about? We have the grid. You're saying we don't have the mouse manager? Mouse manager unawake. Gosh, this is so dumb sometimes. Null reference exception. Why? Oh, hold on, let me see. This one right here. is equal to vector 2 dot 0. So when we first start, it's going to be 0. Let's see if that fixes it. Nope. What the heck? Come on. Oh, it's so dumb. God. I just want to debug this stupid thing and it. Fine, you know what? We'll take this and I'll put this in the Mus Manager. Okay. Testing. Let's get rid of all this. Watch, you'll say the game manager is null. Whoops, I need to say int. Alright, save game manager. And watch, I'll say game manager is null. You can't do that yet. Okay. If is not equal to null. Okay, let's see if that's the problem. Oh, I never did this. New list. Alright, let me save that. Let me try this again. Alright, we haven't even tested the flood fill out yet. We're just testing to make sure that we can get this to run without null references. Crying out loud. Alright, so that's fine. Let's add some fences. Okay. You know what? Before we do that, let me save it. Save, because we could get stuck in a loop. Which was a Ludum Dare jam theme. Got all kinds of references to these themes we've had. Alright, fence. Move it. Let's do 2 of them here. Let's hit F. Null reference. Okay. Alright, do I have available list is new? New list, new list, new list. Maybe down here. Yeah, this needs to equal new list tiles. Okay, let's try that again. Fence. I'm going to make it to where you can click and drag to create these. Okay, let me click F. F. Let's go to let's get rid of this. Just debug the heck out of it. See what we can get. All right, -1 fence. Just do one real quick. Okay, F. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's go to our game manager. When we click F, set available grid tiles list. Okay, let me do something. Let's say system that's serializable. We'll do that here, and then we'll do it in the tiles as well, so we can maybe see this. Let me go to my game manager where I have my grid. Okay, we got, yep, that's right, 1600. Click F, pause it. Okay, let's go to the grid. Let's see what we're doing wrong. Grid. Let's debug .log available tiles that count, and let's do all tiles, whatever. I'll just push F right away. Okay, 100. Okay, so we are getting all the tiles. Let's see. If need to check tile count is equal to 0. Okay, are we doing this? Debug. get random tile. We are clearly doing this because this count is going down. We wouldn't be getting out of this. I'll do while count. Ah, okay. We gotta have this greater than 0. Do while it's greater than 0. So keep doing it as long as it has anything in both of them. Okay, now let's save it because now it could freeze up on us. Yeah, I was just doing it one time and that was it. Okay, here we go. We'll test it out first with not doing any fences besides the border ones. Let's. No, yes. Hmm. All right, we are frozen. So, well, let me go to the task manager and if I can. All right, let me just pause the video.